Welcome in to I Remember My First Time.
Whoa, that's exciting.
Oh, not that first time, Jacob.
Damn it.
This is a podcast where we talk about the movies we love. One person on this podcast has not seen this movie until recently, and we discuss it with them. And for those of us who have, we talk about our first time watching this movie. And this week's movie is...
The 1992 classic, Basic Instinct. Sharon Stone, Michael Douglas.
Michael Douglas.
Jacob, are all the movies we do on this podcast good movies?
Shit, I hope not.
Do you like shitty movies?
I love shitty movies.
Do you like good movies?
I love good movies.
Are we critics?
Absolutely not.
But do we love movies?
Love the fucking shit out of movies.
This may not be the fuck of the century, but it might be the podcast of the century. So we're going to seductively cross our legs, uncross our legs, and cross them again, because I've got some stuff to say about Basic Instinct.
Jesus Christ, BJ, I just saw your balls.
Would you like a cigarette?
I actually quit recently, thank you.
Sure
It won't last. I am BJ Leica, joined as always by Jacob Ekus, and today we have a special guest on, my personal friend, parlor game master, reigning fantasy football champion, proud card-carrying member of Bill's Mafia, native Buffaloan?
Buffalonian.
Yeah, no, Buffalonian.
Buffalonian for sure.
Buffaloni.
Buffalonian? No, that sounds...
Buffalo Mexican.
Buffaloation.
Yeah, Buffaloation.
Buffaloation.
You nailed it. Buffaloation.
Buffaloation.
Yeah.
Drew, welcome into the podcast.
good to be here.
But for real, Drew, what is it being from Buffalo?
It's a Buffalonian.
Buffalonian?
Yeah.
Sounds like baloney.
So before we get started, first of all, how many folding tables have you been through?
At least 3 that I can remember.
Was it fun?
No broken bones, so yeah, we're good.
No one breaks bones going through tables in Bill's Mafia.
No, absolutely not.
So what is your relationship with movies, Drew? Are you a huge movie fan? Do you have genres you like? Actors, directors?
So, pretty much the big movies that I'm more of a Adam Sandler, Chris Farley kind of guy. I've probably seen Beer Fest, so I would primarily say that I'm more of that genre of just goofy, just people that would say, why are you watching this shitty movie so many times? And I'm like, because it's relatable. Seth Rogen, all those guys. Those are the kind of movies that I really like and enjoy.
So unfortunately for this one, we gave you a movie that was neither goofy nor relatable.
Yeah, no, it was great.
It was great.
It was great.
Let me just go ahead and say it was fucking great.
Yeah.
Because Jacob, this was your first time watching it as well.
It was my first time watching it. And you were worried that I might not like it because it's a... Not like it because I love bad movies. But you're like, you're going to think this is a bad movie. And, spoiler alert, I fucking didn't. This movie fucking rocked.
Yeah, I put this movie on, was trying to put the kids to bed, and noticed my 5-year-old come pop her head around the corner within the first 30 seconds. I'm like, Daddy's got a boner, go back to bed!
Oh, I was hard at least for a third of this movie.
Well, yeah.
Well, I watched this movie with my girlfriend, and we had hot sex afterwards. Yeah.
I can see.
Yeah.
Did you hide the ice picks?
She hid the ice picks. That was her.
Wait, let's be honest, though. Does anybody today even own an ice pick?
No.
It was the most ice picks I've ever seen.
Ever.
Oh, that must have been so annoying to make a drink when you had to pull out a giant block of ice and repeatedly stab it with an ice pick.
I understand when people drink their drinks neat, because I wouldn't do that shit.
No.
Can I get 3 old fashions? Get the fuck out.
Here, break this ice yourself, asshole. Basic Instinct, a 1992 erotic thriller starring Michael Douglas and Sharon Stone. Michael Douglas getting top billing is weird. We'll talk about that later. A movie described by IMDb from someone from Rio de Janeiro, so that might have something to do with this. They refer to it as, in Los Angeles, a retired rock star, Johnny Boz, is stabbed by an ice pick and murdered, tied to his bed, and intercourse. I don't know what that means. Detective Nick Curran.
It means sex, BJ. Intercourse means fucking sex.
I refer to it as coitus.
Okay.
Detective Nick Curran and his partner, Gus Moran, are assigned to the case. They head to the beach house of psychologist and writer Catherine Trammell, who was Boz's girlfriend. That wasn't true. To interview her. They find a cynical, intelligent woman, and soon Nick suspects her of the crime. Detective Curran has recently killed 2 tourists in a shooting, and his wife has committed suicide. and he is forced to visit police psychologist Dr. Beth Gardner, with whom he has a love affair. He continues his investigation and soon has a sexual involvement with Trammell. He is sure that she is the killer when other evidence shifts him another direction.
Of course she's the only killer. The only one that looked suspicious was Roxy. So who do you guys think was hotter, Roxy or Trammell?
Oh,
Trammell.
Trammell.
Trammell for
all
sure.
day, right? Yeah.
Yeah, she's one of the few blonde women that I was extremely attracted to. Like, for the most part, blondes are like, okay, yeah, whatever. Everybody likes blondes. I don't know why. Like, not that blondes are not pretty, but everyone's like, all blondes are sexy. And Sharon Stone fit that narrative.
Yeah,
Yes.
she did.
I have known people that if a woman has blonde hair and isn't fat, they're like, she's so hot.
Yep. She could have a fugly fucking face.
Sharon Stone in this movie oozes sexuality.
Yes, yes. Also, I really hope that every IMDb user listens to this podcast because y'all all fucking suck at summaries. I don't need the whole goddamn movie.
Here's how you do it. This is from HBO Max.
Speaking of which, HBO does the fucking best.
A rock star's murder puts troubled detective Michael Douglas on the trail and in the bed of a kinky suspect, Sharon Stone.
Oh,
HBO does it again. You can't beat that.
They nail it, don't they?
Yeah, I don't need to know a whole lot. I just want a quick 2 to 3 sentence summary. Dive right in.
So this movie, IMDb has it a 7 out of 10 by users. Metacritic a 41%, which isn't as bad as it sounds. And Rotten Tomatoes a surprisingly low 56%.
Too many boobs,
All right.
I guess. I mean, that's the only thing that I could come up with why Rotten Tomatoes would give it a low grade. It's too much sex.
I imagine the people that watched it and were like, that was pretty good. They're not writing the reviews, right?
I don't think so.
It's the people who are like, too much sex.
Yeah, yeah.
but you have to sell the story, right? How many people does she kill just by getting on top? We're easily just seduced.
A lot. We don't know how many
It-
people she's killed.
No, I have no idea.
Is she a serial killer? Has she killed 12?
She might be. We don't even know how many books she's written.
I'm assuming that's the deal. When she writes a book, that's the person she kills?
Yes.
Okay.
How many ice picks does she own? Was it the same ice pick picked up by police? Like, how many does she have?
Oh, they were only like $1.28 at Kmart, so
At that time, yeah. I mean, inflation.
Yeah.
It's like $2.60 now.
Yeah.
Inheriting all that freaking money sitting on by
and-
the beach house. I think she was okay.
And for sure, fucking Kmart.
Mm-hmm.
Kmart 92 was throbbing.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Get a Christmas tree and an ice pick for at least under $50.
This movie made me miss Kmart just a little bit.
Yeah, it did.
And you didn't even realize you missed Kmart. You were just like, son of a bitch, I want an ice pick.
Yeah.
I just want a K. I want the big red K. I want to go into the big red K.
Yeah.
Roger Ebert's review of this movie.
I think he liked it.
Okay.
I think he liked it. We always guess with Roger Ebert.
Okay.
Do you think Roger liked it?
Of course Roger liked it. Why wouldn't he?
He's weird sometimes.
We like to play the guessing game because it's you never know.
Not with
you
this
never
guy.
know what's
Yeah.
wrong. 2 out of 4 stars.
I mean, it's 50%.
My favorite quote of his in this review is he was asking if it does the job, and he said, in terms of an erotic thriller, it is erotic and it is thrilling. Which
Holy shit. Well, listen, you have mirrors on the ceiling. You can't get better than that. The opening scene has it just blows your freaking mind. That was within the first 30 seconds.
Oh, the first when the movie came on, I was like, "What the fuck am I watching?"
I thought,
like automatic cowgirl sex position, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And then she started stabbing that guy. I was like, Jesus Christ! I'm in for a fucking ride.
I had to check to make sure that I hadn't watched this previously on HBO, and I was like halfway through the movie because
Real sex taxi cab confessions.
And it's the opening scene isn't just sex. It is ass, titties, dick riding, tie them up, stab them with an ice pick sex.
Oh yeah, it's S&M for sure.
Oh, big time. So Roger was pretty indifferent about the movie. That's kind of disappointing. But we do have an even worse review. And this is our first second timer on this podcast.
Okay.
This is Jay Scott from the Globe and Mail in Toronto. And Drew, he claimed that Jurassic Park had no sense of wonder.
Fuck that guy. There's nothing else to say. Fuck that guy.
Yep.
He can die with the shaving cream with that dinosaur rolling down a freaking hill. Fuck that guy.
No sense of wonder in a movie that brought dinosaurs to life.
Right.
Fucking
So you're already wrong about this movie. I know.
That's Dino DNA.
a perverse, lame-brained thriller that is pornographic, misogynistic, and homophobic.
He must have been gay.
If that makes it sound appealing, I should also add that it's silly, boring, and intellectually insulting.
Insulting to what?
And it wasn't boring 1 minute of that
I
movie.
was never bored.
No.
This movie is over 2 hours long. I was not bored for a second of it.
Not one bit.
The hook right at the beginning. You get the tie up, the scar. He gets stabbed in the freaking eye. What else can you do from that?
Nothing.
And then they come out, they start talking about blow, there's cocaine, the cops are making jokes. They're like, well, at least he came all over the bed before he got stabbed, so he finished.
The exact quote is, he got off before he got off.
Yeah. How do you not love that?
Did anybody think it was a comedy when that line was uttered?
100%. That's good shit. The writer who wrote that was like, all right, guys, look at this. This is what I wrote. And they're like, it's fucking genius. It's genius.
That is literally the fucking tits.
All right, Jacob, we know what the critics and what the people had to say about it. What about the box office numbers for this movie?
Drew, you want to take a stab at this? What do you... let me tell you first, the budget was $49 million in 1992, which means...
On what?
Which means it's $100 million in 2022.
What did they spend it on?
The car chase scenes, for sure.
Yeah.
Michael Douglas was huge in 92. And I think all the blood. Because the blood was really realistic for 1992.
Oh, yeah. They did a pretty good job with that.
Yeah.
They did spend $3 million for the script alone.
They did. I was going to bring that up later. Great time to bring it up, though. Unheard of amount to buy the script at that time. $3 million.
So it's $49 million.
In 92. So $100 million, about $100 million now.
Adjusted to inflation.
So what do you think they made for the opening weekend?
Was
At $49 million.
150.
$15 million opening weekend.
That's it. Wow. Okay.
May 22nd, 1992, adjusted to inflation is $31 million. Now, here's the big number. Worldwide gross, $353 million in 1992.
Wow.
Adjusted to inflation, $723 million.
Damn.
This is an R-rated movie that made $700 million?
A hard R.
A hard R.
Yeah.
Had to be borderline NC-17.
Yes. In fact, the Paul Verhoeven, the director, had to he shot all the sex scenes in multiple different angles and different ways
Of course he did.
to make sure that he could edit them the way he wanted to still put out the scenes he wanted to.
Smart man.
And whenever he first got the script, he took storyboards to the studios and like, this is the sex scene that I want. That way the studio knew what they were signing up for.
You got to sell it, man. You
Yeah.
got to sell it. You're paying that kind of money? Stone's tits better be in the right placement on that damn camera.
They were.
100% they were. She even got that scarf from Target. Or Kmart. Kmart. Fuck,
Kmart
see,
for sure.
Target nowadays. Kmart back in the days.
That is hard for me to believe that adjusted to inflation, a rated R movie made that much money. See, Hollywood, you can make rated R movies.
Yeah.
Please,
Please do it.
more.
Yeah.
That's really all I want. Is rated R movies. That's all I want. More blood, more cussing, more boobs.
You're a simple man,
I'm
Jacob.
a
simple.
I'm a simple man.
First time watching the movie. Jacob, we'll start with you and go on to Drew after this. Because it was your first time, how'd you like it?
It was a fucking roller coaster. It was a roller coaster. I loved it. I'll be watching this again more than one more time. Sharon Stone killed this movie. Killed it. Some of the reviews and some of the things that were said is it was pretty much all just sex, and that's such horseshit. Sharon Stone killed this movie. She was perfect. I didn't like Michael Douglas at first, and I technically still don't, but I do such a good job at just losing myself in movies that I forgot that he was way too old for this role, and just enjoyed the fuck out of this movie. It's phenomenal. And I love the car chase scenes. 1992, I thought those were filmed very intricately for 1992.
San Francisco is without a doubt the best place to film a car chase scene.
Yeah.
So what model car was he driving? Because in San Francisco, he drove that shit so fast up those stairs after just clubbing and being on a shit ton of cocaine. That car held together. I want to buy that car. Does it still exist?
Yeah, it was a late 80s Mustang GT with
Yep.
a 5-liter.
Yep.
After getting thrown 7 feet in the air, getting hit by a car, him taking off and just saying, I don't give a shit, I'm going to see who the hell it is. Even though it's possibly only 2 people.
Right. Yeah, it was one of 2 people.
It was one of 2 people. But man, that incline going up the stairs just to lose a front bumper, that's some quality shit.
It's American automotive.
Yeah.
Detroit made, baby.
So, Drew, how'd you feel about your first time?
A little bit different when I got the kids sleeping in the other room, but yeah, other than that, it was pretty enjoyable. I felt like I had to keep peeking over, like waiting for my mom to wake up and being like, "What the hell are you watching?" "I'm sorry, Mom." It was awesome. It was entertaining. Really just kind of dove into the story and the plot, and even though things kind of maybe have seemed obvious at times, I think Sharon Stone played an awesome character with just being able to, tell the police to go fuck right off right in the beginning. And like you said, I wasn't a big fan of Nick in the beginning because it was kind of like, man, what are you trying to accomplish? And then once he was having, it was maybe an hour and a half through that movie at the time when Gus is like, man, you went and fucked her, didn't you? You were like, what an asshole. Like, how stupid could you be doing that? But he was definitely too old for that. And I'll bring up one of my favorite, the rape scene where she kind of enjoyed it, but it was, holy shit, I need to pull up a picture because his face looks like he's tripping on so much fucking Molly. Well, he's bending her over and she's like, I don't know how I feel about this, but I'm gonna let him keep going. But he's just like, oh shit, just way too old for that. It was, I don't even know how you film something like that. Just being like, are we gonna let him go, guys? Like, this is getting fucking weird.
You know what's funny? When they filmed that scene, unbeknownst to the performers who were simply rehearsing the scene, things heated up quickly as evidenced by the footage in the final film, and Paul Verhoeven liked the performance so much he just kept it in. They were practicing when they did that. It wasn't even filmed. Like, they didn't even say action. It was just like, rape!
Yep. I kind of like it. My clothes are getting ripped. She's kind of pissed off, but like at the same time, she's still enjoying it.
She goes back and forth about 4 times in that scene.
Yeah.
She likes it at the beginning, then she doesn't like it. Then she likes it again, and when it's over, she's like, I didn't really like that.
Yeah.
And he talked a lot of shit. So if Sharon Stone's the fuck of the century, what does that make that? Like the fuck of the day? The fuck of the decade? Decade for sure.
Yeah.
He lasted like 12 seconds in that scene.
But you know what?
But
the girls look at that like, that's good. That's good. You fuck.
But there's no way he lasts as long as he did with hot ass Sharon Stone the first time they fucked. There's no way.
Not a chance.
Drugs.
Okay, yeah.
But also the thrill of like, hey, I might get stabbed in the fucking eye.
See, that's what I'm thinking. As soon as she tied his hands up, I was like, he came right then.
Yeah, he's like,
there's no way he didn't come.
I'd have been done.
Yeah.
Well, you can't not underperform the rock star at the beginning. You already know that he gone up and he said that he came. So if you're going to get stabbed, you're like, well, shit, it's now or never.
Yeah.
It's not the worst way to go out.
No.
There are much worse ways.
There are.
But I love it. The director, how many times was it 2 or 3 times that they just kind of led up to it to where she kind of reached back and you're like, oh, is this the time?
Yeah, it was 3 times.
Nick's going to get stabbed in the face or in the chest, and each time she's like, daddy.
So my first time watching this, now this may have been one of these movies. I don't know if you guys ever experienced this, but you remember when you were a kid and your parents would watch movies that you shouldn't watch, but it was a Saturday night and you were 8 years old, so you would watch it with them?
Yeah, why not?
And it'd get like 20 minutes in and Michael Douglas is raping Janine Triplehorn and you're like, okay.
Yeah.
Wait, how old were you?
I don't know if this was one of those movies or not.
Okay, I was about to say, your parents just kept it going after the first scene?
Yeah.
They were just like, so far, this is good,
Yeah.
BJ.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
The first time I saw it, I was in college and it was over winter break. So I would stay because that was basically the only time I had a chance to work 40 hours a week and make decent money. Everyone else was gone. The campus was empty. So I'd get home from work and go to Blockbuster and saw the cover of this movie and was like, all right, let's do this.
What was the cover of this movie back when you were in college?
I knew about the Sharon Stone leg cross scene. It wasn't super seductive. It was kind of Michael Douglas behind the shoulder of Sharon Stone.
She did.
I hate that he has top billing in this movie for him to be on the fucking cover like that.
That's bullshit. And so I watched it, and when I finished watching it, I had never been more confused in my life. Not necessarily confused on the plot, but I didn't know what the fuck I just watched. I didn't know if the movie was good. I didn't know if it sucked. I didn't know if I liked it. I didn't know if I hated it.
And from what I know, you still don't.
I still have no fucking idea.
And the leg crossing scene, who do you think was more surprised? So, he was obviously the same character in Jurassic Park. His facial expression was just the same. He was just in shock with the dinosaur appearing in the vehicle as he was to seeing a vagina. Did you know that?
A dinosaur and a beaver, not that different.
Fucking ferocious.
I was going to argue with BJ that they're not that different. Then Drew said, you fucking ferocious. Yeah, I guess they're not that different.
Yeah. Both have just taken his life.
Oh, that scene was so good.
Yeah, I was just confused. Am I supposed to like these characters? Who am I supposed to root for?
But it's
all these people suck.
But it's realistic, right? Like, just you can easily take over men's brain. You're like, did you kill? Holy fuck, that's your vagina. Look at that. Oh shit,
That's your vagina.
There are people that claim you can't see it in the movie, and I'm like, you're fucking lying because I saw it.
I don't think you can see more than hair.
Sure,
But, I mean, that's fucking seeing it.
yeah.
that's more than enough that anything that would get filmed today.
In terms of the most recent rewatch, I was a little bit confused, not more confused, because you know what? I like the movie. Still have no idea if it's good. Still have no idea if it's bad.
But you know you like it.
Still have no idea who I'm
Mhm.
supposed to root for in this movie.
Yeah, and I mean, after that scene, I fucking started smoking. Had no interest in it, but she's like, "You want a cigarette?" Fuck yeah, I do. After that shit.
Oh, this movie made me want a cigarette and cocaine real bad.
Yeah. Yep.
Made Michael Douglas want cocaine real bad, too.
He had Pepsi in the fridge.
She's a coke girl. Which, other than her tits, is my favorite thing about her. Fucking-
Real, not real at that time.
Oh, those are real.
Oh yeah.
Did you guys have any sneaky, funny moments that you found throughout the film, other than the what was the
dancing,
scene?
dude. The dancing in the club blew my fucking mind with how people dance, because it's just like a side. It's just nobody was really doing anything. I don't know. It just, the side back and back was just like the cat with the hand, the Chinese cat. That's all I kept thinking about. Yeah, the same motion. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, you have this dude who's all coked up. She's putting her ass on his dick. And you got the jealous lesbian that's sitting there doing the cat bob with her hand. My mind was blown, but I was entertained.
That shirt Michael Douglas was wearing in the club.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck that was. There's no way that was in style.
I don't know in what decade that shirt would be in style. Any decade.
It's like this weird scoop neck fray. What? He's wearing a t-shirt to the club.
It's like a Bad Boys movie that was never made.
Also, this might be the most 90s movie I've ever seen.
Yeah.
The cars, the fashion, the fact that there are two Seinfeld characters in it. Newman's in it, and the Internal Affairs
But
was
Newman, yeah.
George's boss.
Newman kills every role.
Every role. In fact, he killed this role so hard that Steven Spielberg watched this movie, waited till the end, and through the credits to find Wayne Knight's name to put him in Jurassic Park.
That's, there you go.
He's like, I fucking want this guy.
Good for Newman.
I want him to look at a dinosaur the same way he looked at that vagina.
And he did.
And he did. He
The
nailed
same
that
way?
shit. Filmed it several times. I want you to look at that damn dinosaur like you did that pussy.
Listen, Wayne. See that dinosaur? Pretend it's Sharon Stone's pussy, okay?
Yeah. They got a close up of his face. He's sweating. He's just like
He licked his lips?
Yeah, he licked his lips, and he's just like, oh, no more further questions.
He was. Oh man.
He was shoveled.
Anything you found funny, interesting?
I loved all the one-liners.
Okay.
And I have a couple of them written here for my favorite scenes. I'll do a couple one-liners from one of my honorable mentions. Once in a Lifetime Looney Tune, when they're talking about her in the book and everything. I love that. Once in a Lifetime Looney Tune. A devious, diabolical mind. I'm like, God, these one-liners are amazing. It's not even an action movie, and I'm getting all the one-liners I can get. So I love that.
One thing that got me. So 1992, if you passed a polygraph test, they were like, "Yep, you're innocent. Passed a polygraph." Were they that dumb in 92?
I don't think they were that dumb. I think because on that, it also got me that DNA just didn't matter. There's cum all over the bed. I have no idea what happened.
Technology.
No, yeah. But DNA was being used in 92,
Sure.
and I think they just said, fuck it.
Okay.
You pass a polygraph test, you're good. DNA doesn't exist right now either. Fuck it.
The other thing that got me that I didn't notice when I've watched it previous was when Michael Douglas' partner Gus was drunk, and he was basically saying that he was jealous because all he can fuck is old blue hairs and he doesn't really like it. You hear someone in the background go, "Don't knock it till you tried it."
I missed that scene.
Yeah, what the shit? I would have remembered that. I wasn't paying close enough attention.
I did have the captions on. Maybe that's why
I think
noticed
so,
it.
yeah.
That's amazing, though. I got to start watching movies with the captions on, I guess, because those are important plot points.
Don't knock it till you tried it.
And Nick was only one drink? He was one drink in. He was about to start a second one before everyone called him an alcoholic, and then he went back and did that whole rape scene.
Yeah.
Just one drink? So
Yeah.
what, was that all stress?
I think so.
It must have been stress, and he hadn't been drinking for 3 months. And I'm not saying 2 drinks will do that to you, but all that stress, 3 months, you just started smoking cigarettes again.
He was horned up from the Sharon Stone interview scene.
Yep. He got horned up from the moment he met that girl.
So did I.
Yeah, but that's just why he fucking raped that girl.
Yeah.
He's a horrible human being.
Terrible.
Piece of shit.
Yeah. Killed 2 innocent tourists.
And he's the protagonist.
I know it. Michael Douglas described his character as an evil human being too. Which, when I was reading the trivia, kind of made me feel better about the movie.
Do we know how long he was a cop for?
A while. I mean, he was detective.
Long enough to kill 2 tourists and get off.
More than once.
Yeah, because he killed a bunch of people in undercover stings, didn't he?
Yeah. And then he fucking shot her at the end when she's just trying to give her back his freaking keys.
Yeah, but that's probably what ages the best about the movie is how the cop was fucking high on coke and killed 2 tourists,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Yeah, you still got your job, dude."
Yeah.
100% that age is the best.
Yeah. You're good, man.
And then kills more people, and it's just like, you're probably still good, bro.
You're fine, dude. Just we'll just cover the cum and you're fine.
Yeah.
We'll just wash the sheets.
Thank God we're good with police unions. That's all I'm saying.
Now, every episode we have a overarching discussion. And for this one, I thought with Sharon Stone's performance, the female seductress would be a great topic to have.
Mm-hmm.
Jacob, how'd you feel about the female seductress?
Oh, she killed it. I mean, I think the only reason she didn't get an Oscar in 92 was because Oscars don't like this many sex scenes. Because she fucking killed this movie. She commanded every time she was on the screen, and every time she was on their screen, there was so much sexual tension. And it didn't matter if it was with Nick, all the people in the interrogation scene, her girlfriend, didn't matter. And she was able to just, she handled it.
For me, it was the confidence. She just displayed so much confidence and sold exactly what she was trying to do, right? Because the whole movie is mirroring the books that she either has written or hasn't written yet. So you're like, okay, are her actions depicting exactly what's happening in this new book, right? When she said, Nick, you're done, your character's killed. Like, shit's done, man. Like, I've already got you, but there was still that one more twist towards the end. It was a way to try to be able to, if you really just kind of dove into try to think about what she was thinking about. She was a fucking psychopath, but she was very good. She uses her sexual tension to manipulate men. But she was very confident. She already knew what she was going to do. And I think that was...
Which is the best part about, like, how dumb men are. Just when it comes to sex and women, it's just like, oh my God, vagina.
And you see...
And you're right, with all the confidence, she was able to just do that.
So, do we still call it big dick energy if it's with a woman, or is it big clit energy? What do we call it? Whatever it is, she had it.
Yeah.
And
We'll
the
call it
confidence.
big dick energy because that's what we know.
Yeah. And she had it in droves.
Yep.
She knew she was the smartest person in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
She knew she was the sexiest person in the room.
Yep.
And she knew it was not going to be hard for her to do whatever she wanted.
And she did on multiple occasions throughout the movie.
Pretty much the whole movie.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, so much what? There's a second one, right?
There is a second one. And she's the only one in it.
Yeah.
I have not seen it.
I will be watching it. It's on HBO.
All right, tell me what you think.
I'll let you know. We might do it on this podcast. Who knows?
So I have to imagine this has got to be a extremely difficult role to play the seductress.
Oh, yes. Has to be.
Because you have to have so much unabashed confidence.
She had a hard time getting to that point while they were filming. Like, Paul Verhoeven had to, like, help her out, like, because she got it for her auditions, and he was like, no, you can do this. That's why you're here. I can't imagine how hard it was.
A role they don't really have anymore in movies, and I mean, feel like that's kind of disappointing.
The closest thing I can think to is Emilia Clarke, Daenerys Targaryen, and she never really was seductive. She just used her confidence and power and her body.
Okay,
but even in that sense, it's nowhere close to this.
Right.
That's just the closest thing that I can come to now.
Right, because she's essentially seducing a man that she married. Sharon Stone is seducing someone who knows he should not do this.
And she's seducing people who are under her at all times.
Yes.
Because she's a queen. Sharon Stone's just like, I can seduce anybody, anywhere, at any time.
And I'm a writer.
Paul Verhoeven, just on the seduction aspect and the sex of this movie, he recently called out Bond movies like No Time to Die because they're sexless. There's always been sex in classic Bond movies. This guy loves his sex scenes. If it was up to him, he would have had the first movie in Hollywood with an erect penis. But instead,
There's never been an erect penis in a Hollywood movie?
I don't know about now, but I know up to 92 there wasn't, and the best he could get was the dead rocker in the beginning with his flaccid penis.
All right, Michael Douglas, if you're going to be top billed over Sharon Stone in this movie, you got to show us your dick, bro.
Yes. You have to.
Yeah, she put her shit out there several times.
Yep.
You got to step it up, bro.
Yep.
Step it the fuck up.
Yeah, you're either not going to be first billed or you're showing us your dick.
We want to see it, Michael.
We want that Michael Douglas dick.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming because of Michael Douglas's tongue cancer from what he says is eating too much pussy, probably not that impressive, right?
Probably not.
Yeah, no.
You don't eat enough pussy to get tongue cancer if your dick's awesome.
You don't insist another A-list star gets on your movie because it could damage both of your careers and not show your dick.
Mm-hmm. Sharon's like, I wanted a full line of fucking coke off Michael's dick, but instead I got a tiny bump. It was enough to keep me going to the next scene, but man, we either need more mirrors or somebody's got to die.
Did either of you Google DIY mirror installation above the bedroom?
No, but when I watched that, I looked at my girlfriend. I'm like, we're doing that. I don't know when, I don't know how, but we're going to have that sex.
I was like, I wonder how hard this is. Can I do it? Got the fucking fan over it, though.
Yeah.
They had better houses. They had a room big enough where you didn't have to worry about the fucking fan.
It's not even the room big enough to worry about the fan. They lived right off the fucking beach. What do you need a goddamn fan for?
That's
Open the
true.
windows.
It's San Francisco.
Yeah. You ain't living in Texas. You don't have a fan in Texas, you're fucking almost said retarded.
So I think we all agree best part of this movie is Sharon Stone.
By far. Doesn't even come close.
So I think we all agree Sharon Stone was the best part of this movie. Is there anything else you guys really enjoyed about this movie?
I mean, I loved how much blood there was. I'm a sucker for really violent movies. The more violent they are, I'll probably like you more. And the one-liners. That's the best part of the 80s and the 90s. Was all the fucking one-liners. And, yeah, sex. And with as much sex as this movie had, it didn't have too much, which I like too. Because unnecessary sex scenes, though they might be nice to watch, they're unnecessary in movies sometimes. And there was never one sex scene that was unnecessary in this movie.
I kind of felt like every one of them needed to be done.
Yeah.
Maybe we... You know what? No. I disagree. We needed to see Johnny Boz getting stabbed.
Had to.
We needed to see Michael Douglas essentially rape Janine Triplehorn.
Yeah. Because at that point, you don't really know he's a piece of shit.
Right. We needed the first sex scene between Michael Douglas and Sharon Stone, and we needed the one at the end of the movie.
Yep.
I just want to know, I mean, the fuck of the century, right? You think you're, moving around the bed a lot. How the fuck do you not know if there's an ice pick, or you think you would at least check under the bed? I don't know. Do a couple push-ups?
It should have been between the mattress and the box spring. It shouldn't have just been laying on the floor.
But the first opening scene, she just has it like under a nice folded bed sheet, like the maid just came in and put a nice.
And they're fucking like rabid dogs.
You're
right,
because like rabid dogs.
Because she leaned back and she just grabbed it.
It's just there, like it's not like this just little thing. It's just like, all right, man, I tied you together with my fucking Kmart scarf, and now I'm just.
I know I've been fucking you like crazy, so your legs are probably going wild.
They're going wild, but this damn ice pick hasn't moved.
Yeah,
that's some quality shit. I can see why it's at $2.26.
The sheets and the quilt are off the bed at that point.
Yes.
The way they're going at it.
Yes.
It's off the bed.
Yes.
There's no sheets. There's no blankets. There's no quilt. It's gone.
And I know Nick didn't give a shit because he's like, well, I'm not afraid, which obviously he didn't care. There was several opportunities where he's like, well, I could have gotten stabbed.
Yeah. He's like, my wife committed suicide because I'm a raging piece of shit. Stab me for all I care.
I kind of think he wanted to die.
I do too.
He did. He didn't give a shit. He did not care at all. That's why you're not afraid.
Yeah.
He did not care.
You've seen what she did to other men, and he's just like, well, I know I'm being tied up right now.
And I think he's like, I killed 2 innocent people because I was fucking high or drunk or whatever. I probably deserve to die.
Which is why that end scene, and I'm sitting there like, all right, they pan down, and this time she was clever. She almost hid it under the bed. The freaking ice pick. So why do you guys think, I mean, it went to the second one, but what's your opinion about like why she decided not to kill him? Other than the...
I think she actually got feelings for him.
I think he was a very complicated person.
Mexican.
And her being a psychologist, she didn't think she fully understood him yet. So she wanted to keep understanding him more.
But she said his
I
character...
may be overthinking
She
this.
said-
I think you are. I think she just ended up liking him.
But she said his character was dead.
Yeah. And I think she did kill the character in the book. I just think that this was the one time she was like, I like this guy. Which is another reason that Michael Douglas's character was too fucking old for this movie.
Yes.
Because we're talking about it, and neither one of y'all really believe it.
No.
But that's how the movie was supposed to end. Is she actually liked him?
Okay.
I think so, anyways.
All right.
So what was he then? You got the fuck of the century. You got all these one-liners, right? And that's where she said, I guess I'm just the fuck of the century because my character is dead, right? So what is it that she becomes to him then? What is he?
Sexually?
Yeah.
Man, I don't know if any normal person can compete with a fucking rock star.
Well,
No.
but she's a...
And that was even brought up in the movie, which is, I think, why you're asking this question.
Yeah.
Because he's like, that was a fuck of the century. And she shrugged it off. She was like, I mean, you were okay.
Yeah.
Which we all can agree with. The first time you have sex with somebody, it ain't great. And that sex scene was fucking great. So, of course it wasn't the fuck of the century to her. That's a good question.
Plus the other 15 or 20 times that he had with the other one.
The psychologist
Yeah.
or whatever she was.
Yep. Which he then truly believed that, she was the killer, which...
What a mindfuck.
he just...
Like, it's clearly Sharon Stone.
Oh, obviously.
100%, but he shows up, he's like, all right, Gus is bleeding out in the elevator on floor 4, and she's... But what a weird way to be like, well, what are you doing here? I got a voicemail saying to meet Gus, and you're just creepily, like, you have a gun pointed at you. I didn't understand that scene, but...
He read that page in the book where Gus got shot.
Yeah.
Not shot, stabbed.
Yeah, oh, yeah, sorry.
Stabbed. The scene of the book was stabbed in the elevator. And what got me about that scene, too, when I'm watching it is they came up the same fucking flight of stairs. And Michael Douglas is like, what the fuck are you doing here? I'm like, bitch, she just followed you up. What do you, like...
Yeah.
She clearly didn't kill that guy. She just came up after you. Cocaine.
No, 100% cocaine. He was just like, I am popping one right in her fucking shoulder.
All right, on to Jacob's favorite part of the podcast. Our Mount Rushmore of scenes. We talk about our 4 favorite scenes. We go from 4 to 1. We're going to start with Jacob, go to Drew, and I'll finish it off, and we'll just keep going around.
So my first scene, we've hammered to death. It's the opening sex scene. Incredible sex. The murder was incredible. The stabbing through the eye, like watching the eye just kind of explode with the ice pick. I was like, oh man, this is fucking cool.
How you can't really see her face.
Yep. It was the sex is incredible. The murder was incredible. And then the cops coming in afterwards, and that's when I got introduced to all my one-liners. He got off before he got off.
They made 3 times more jokes in the first 5 minutes of this movie than they did the whole last 2 hours.
Yes, and I loved it. But yeah, we've already hammered that to death. That was my first favorite scene. Drew, your first favorite.
All right,
Fourth favorite.
Fourth favorite. First out of the row.
Yeah.
All right. I'd probably have to say the rape scene just because it was creepy but fun, but there was comedy to it. Like just watching Nick's face. I mean, he looked just fucking completely cracked out as he's sitting there, and then they would do like an over the shoulder shot of just his face, and she didn't know how to feel about it, but then she liked it, but then she didn't, and she went along with it, but at the end she was still disappointed. So me watching that was sitting there like it was cringy for him almost, because she's like, I really like this guy, but he's doing weird shit. Now he's ripped my clothes. She just wasn't on the same level as him.
Yeah, and she straight up was like, I said stop.
Yeah.
Like, I like this guy, but fuck me. I said
like,
stop.
no, the original no means no.
He pushed her against the wall, and she's like, oh, yeah, fuck yeah, Nick. Like, let's go. And then he pushes her and bends her over the chair, and she's like, wait a minute, stop. I don't know which hole you're going for right now, pal.
I do like a movie where the woman's pissed off that her clothes just got fucking ruined. Like, God damn it, this is an $80 fucking blouse. What the fuck are you doing?
She was immediately pissed, as she should have been, with just her shit just getting ripped completely open. Like, it's hot to a certain point to be like, fuck, I forgot the receipt on that. I don't know how I'm going to take it back.
So, my 4th favorite scene is when Michael Douglas and Gus show up, and interview Sharon Stone for the first time at the beach house. Because at that moment, you're like, oh, this woman is bad.
That's one of my honorable mentions. And my favorite thing about that scene was just the bad cop work.
Yes.
This is how this guy died. You don't say that shit.
No. They're horrible. They're horrible detectives. But just knowing, oh, okay, so this woman is smarter than the cops.
Are you taking me downtown? If not, arrest me. And they were like, yeah, fuck it, let's get out of here.
At that moment, I was like, okay, Sharon Stone's getting away with this crime.
Yeah.
Immediately.
And it was an incredible, like, just the ocean and the driving up to the house.
Oh, that house.
Yeah, they left so defeated, but yet they were just kind of like, we'll follow up on it at some point.
Yeah, this will be an unsolved murder because she definitely did it.
Yeah.
And we're not going to be able to catch her.
It's the most obvious thing ever, but she has the amount of money to sink this entire police department. So what other games are being held behind closed doors?
And way too fucking smart.
Oh, yeah.
You think they felt that leaving?
Definitely.
Maybe Gus did, but did you think Michael Douglas did?
No,
I don't think he
Michael
did.
Douglas thinks he's street smarter than everybody in this movie.
Yeah. Gus knew. He was just like, this bitch getting away with it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's why he's mad that Michael Douglas finally jumped shit. He's like, well, man, I really needed you on my side, but since you fucked her, now you just literally threw a completely different wrench in this entire investigation.
And Michael Douglas is just like, just because I nailed you doesn't mean I won't nail you.
Yeah.
One-liners!
One-liners, baby.
Fucking love it.
Third favorite scene, Jacob.
The driving to the interrogation when they pick up Sharon Stone when they're in the car.
Oh, and she's telling him what the next book is about.
She introduces the suspension of disbelief and how that'll help her get away with it, basically.
Right.
Her talking about her new book, Detective Falling in Love with the Wrong Girl. I was like, and you know me, I fucking love foreshadowing.
You do.
And at this point in the movie, I know how it's going. I'm just like, this is foreshadowing like a motherfucker.
I'm going to find out who your 7th grade English teacher is, and I'm going to send her this podcast.
I'm going to be honest, she's probably dead.
Okay.
But fuck it, let's look.
She will be proud of you. You bring up foreshadowing every episode, and don't stop.
No, and I won't. I fucking love foreshadowing. Gets my dick hard.
The minute you see it, you're like, that's a foreshadow.
It's my third favorite scene. I loved her asking Nick for a cigarette. He's like, I quit. And then she just pulls out her own cigarettes and then offers him one. I was just like, oh my God, you're such a badass bitch. Like, Gus wanted to fuck her right then. Gus is driving the car and he's just like, this woman's so hot. And Michael Douglas just like, I quit. And she goes, that won't last long. And it fucking doesn't. Foreshadowing again!
Oh, Sharon Stone is incredible at smoking cigarettes. You know, Jacob, one of my biggest pet peeves in movies that I can't explain. When actors who don't know how to smoke cigarettes, drives me fucking nuts. Sharon Stone knew how to fucking smoke cigarettes.
Yes, she did. Drew, your third favorite scene.
So I actually really enjoyed it was the sexual tension when he's in the house and she knows that she has him, right? Like they're not kissing, but they're just face to face. And Roxy's watching, and she then drops the comment about his ex-wife, and then he pushes her off immediately, tells her to fuck off, and she just so mentally fucked him at that point in time to where it was just like it was such good tension because you're like you could just feel the chemistry there to be like, oh, they're gonna go at it, but she was just reeling him in more and more and more. And then she starts making out with Roxy and as he leaves and she gives him that look back like, I got you, motherfucker.
A perfect seductress move.
Yes. It was so well done because as a guy, like you just get sucked in to be like, I can feel this moment. But in her head, she's like, I am playing this game and you are falling for it every step. I got you.
Yeah, this reminds me back on your point, Jake. Of course Michael Douglas thought he was smarter. That's why he played the game.
Yep.
But to me, it was such a crucial point.
That's a good scene.
It was such a crucial point in the movie for me just to be like, well, how can this guy be so stupid after everything's happened, everything that's going on to get reeled in, and just to honestly, I think they did such a good job with how they were so close but never kissed, and they were right there, and right as they started to lock lips, she dropped a comment, and I was like, damn, there it is. Is
that the first time we're introduced to Sharon Stone's bisexual nature?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
That's a good scene.
That scene's incredible.
That is.
It didn't make my top 4, and I'm upset that it didn't now.
I didn't think of it, but it really should have. If I had to do it again, that might make it.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
That scene was integral to the movie.
Good ice pick work in that scene.
Yeah. Yeah. Would you like a drink? She's sitting there stabbing it like he's not even phased, and we're just like, okay, all right. I mean, it's clear as damn day she's sitting there stabbing the shit out of this weird looking drink that you're never gonna get, but foreshadowing.
I fucking love it.
So I don't know where this scene starts, but it ends Roxy's death. And I would love to start the scene from when Michael Douglas meets Gus in the bar. Drunk Gus at the country bar. I didn't know there were country bars in San Francisco.
You can start that scene there.
Okay.
I think you have to have that. You have to have all those elements for that scene to really work.
From there through the diner to Michael Douglas walking out to his car and realizing, oh shit, this bitch trying to kill me.
Yeah.
Both car chases made my honorable mentions, and that car chase was incredible.
He drove up a flight of stairs.
Yeah, that was going to be my number 2. So yeah, we can go ahead and dive into that.
And at that moment, I'm thinking about, I'm like, okay, why don't the cops just be like, okay, Roxy did it.
Right.
Roxy killed Johnny Boss.
Yeah.
She was her lover. She was jealous. She did it. Case closed. No one's going to point it. We close the case. We're done. Put it on the books.
But again, if you're not taking cues from DNA or polygraph tests, that ain't happening.
Yeah, the writer was not well informed on how police works.
Whatever, he made $3 million off this fucking script.
Good for him.
Which is $6 million today. That's fucking nuts.
It just, and that is, so I laughed when he was with Gus. The entire time he was with Gus, I was cracking up. And then I immediately got to the edge of my seat when you see the car's lights. You see the car creep out with its lights off. And then it turns them on and Michael Douglas looks back. And then there's a San Francisco car chase. If you do a movie in San Francisco and you don't have a car chase, you're doing it wrong.
You're doing it wrong. Yes, sir.
Great scene.
And that Gus scene, when he cracking up, the one-liner, my favorite one-liner of the whole movie, I don't give a flying chili fuck if you fucked her.
Did he claim he was a city cowboy in that scene or something?
100% he did. As he's wearing his pants up to his belly button. I love when fat guys wear their pants up to their belly button. As a fellow fat guy, I've never done that, but I love it when it's done in movies.
It's some good chili.
Some good chili.
Some good chili.
Oh, Gus was incredible in this movie.
Yes. Yes.
I loved Gus in this movie.
I know, it was really sad to see the way he goes. He's like, I'm just getting off at the 4th floor.
Yeah, after stopping at the 2nd and the 3rd, like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah. Where's she hiding, though? Like, I don't know, you wasn't looking at his phone. She just pulled that ice pick out of freaking nowhere and just went to town.
Oh my god, so much town. So this is your second favorite scene. Why don't you go ahead and skip me and talk about it? If there's anything else you have.
I like how she just kind of went off the cliff, right? I mean, he's sitting there weaving in and out of traffic in that first chase scene, over the double-edged lines. There's all this crazy stuff. But with that, I mean, he's riding up a freaking flight of stairs, only losing a bumper, just to pretty much just, and it goes to show how many times Michael Douglas literally says, I don't give a fuck. I'm not scared of shit. He was about to get in a head-on collision to see who it was that ran him over. He does not give a fuck. He is so done and ready to die, whether it's by an ice pick, a head-on collision. He doesn't give a shit, which is why I thought it was just, I mean, if it was Sharon Stone at that point in time, he's just like, this is how it's going to go. But instead, she gets carried on through a zip line up a weird-ass looking... They're like, this is how we're getting the body out. They put her on a fucking sled.
As they're down there with fucking cars. Like, they can put her in a goddamn car.
They're like, well, shit, this is how we're going to clearly get her up. Like, he's sitting there talking like, Nick, you okay? And there she is in the background getting zip lined. Like, holy shit. I was laughing so hard at that scene. I'm like, is it morbid? I don't know. She's literally going reverse on a zip line right now. And the guys are at the top like, come on. Just a guy with a string puller, come on.
And you know what? For a chick with so little screen time, or an actor with so little screen time, I liked Roxy.
I did too.
Yeah.
Roxy was badass.
Well, she was mysterious, right? She had an amazing dance moves in the club, but also, I think for a second...
Looks like the cat at the Chinese restaurant move.
Yeah. She was going to town between the jealousy and But also at the beginning, right? He shows up at the house and he's like, well, I need to speak to her. And she's like, she's not here. Very mysterious. Be like, well, she kind of looks similar. Mate, was that... I had to think about that for a second.
I did too when we first met Roxy.
I was like, was that Sharon Stone that was fucking her? Or was it this one? I'm like, they look so similar. I'm like, all right, now you got me guessing.
And my girlfriend was like, was that the girl from the first scene? I was like... And I thought about it. I was like, no, not blonde enough.
So, I don't know if this was on purpose, but absolute sociopath behavior, fucking someone that looks a lot like you.
Yeah.
Total sociopath behavior.
Well, she killed her whole family. And they were just like, well, she's out now.
Oh, and the book written about her...
Damn it,
her
BJ.
whole
You're
family.
stealing this from me.
Oh, shit.
I'm the fucking trivia guy.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's our fucking podcast name,
I
man.
know it. Go ahead.
My first time.
I had to rewind it. When we watched that scene, I was like, Nima, did that just say my first time? Rewind, I was like, fuck yes, this is going to be great for the podcast. Fuck yes.
I stole the book title from our fucking podcast.
Yeah.
20 years before we did our podcast.
100%. They stole it, not us. My second favorite scene, I kind of lumped them together. That's kind of unfair, but the sex scenes between Michael Douglas and Sharon Stone.
Okay.
Both of them were incredible. When she ties him up, we already talked about that. He had to have come immediately. And
how could you not?
And still stay rock hard. Because you're having the best sex you've ever had. Ever.
And she might be so good that even after you come, it stays hard.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because it's the best sex he's ever had, and you can tell that by how he is during the scene. His mind's blown.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "What the fuck is happening?" And their connection made those two scenes possible. And then the last scene, or both scenes, both times she like reached back and you thought she was going for the ice pick.
Well, and then she does the lean forward.
And you thought for sure she was going to stab him both fucking times.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the second scene at the end of the movie, I felt that she was going to stab him. She was leaned over. I was like, this bitch is going to fucking do it. And then she doesn't, which makes me upset that Michael Douglas is so goddamn old in this movie, because I would have believed it more, because I really just wanted her to stab him in the face.
Yeah, the Michael Douglas character needed to be 35 in this movie.
At the oldest.
Yeah. That's so my second favorite scene is the first sex scene between Michael Douglas and Sharon Stone, leading to the Michael Douglas Roxy conversation in the bathroom afterwards.
Yes.
If you have a scene in your movie that has the phrase "the fuck of the century" in it, I'm probably gonna like that scene.
100%. 100%.
It's a great scene.
Yeah, how could you not? It's very quotable. The fuck of the century.
My first favorite scene, I think, is everybody else's favorite scene too, the interrogation scene.
Oh yeah.
The interrogation scene is the best scene.
By far. The amount of sexual tension in that scene
There's
from every one of the guys, and just Sharon Stone. And she knows she has all the attention of everyone, and she can do anything she wants.
Well, at the end of that scene, she goes, "Want me to take a lie detector test?" She already knew the ending of that shit. These guys were trying to be able to come up with something, and that is the ultimate clause, right? Oh, you want me to... She volunteered for something that she knew she was already going to pass.
Yep.
Or
And
manipulate.
the one-liners in that scene just blew me away. When she's lighting the cigarette, you can't smoke in here. What are you going to do? Charge me with smoking? Fucking loved it.
Which was also, guess what? Your favorite? A foreshadow.
Yo! When asking about tying up her sexual partners, she had two one-liners that I fucking loved. I like hands and fingers, because fuck me.
Hands and fingers.
Yeah, I had to keep my hands off my girlfriend. I was just like, fuck.
I had to keep my hands off myself.
I tied myself to my own damn bed, waiting for somebody to come fucking stab me.
And then I don't make the rules, Nick. I just go with the flow. Like, you're so fucking sexy, and you have so much control of this situation. And then the last one-liner is after the polygraph test, because, of course, this scene goes through the polygraph test.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Duh.
Yeah.
And Nick saying that he doesn't know anything, and she just shrugs her shoulders and goes, well, you know I don't wear underwear. God damn it!
Foreshadow!
Foreshadow!
What about the you ever fucked on cocaine, Nick?
Oh my god, why did I forget that one-liner?
And everybody's looking at him. They're like, do you know each other? No. Nope.
And the Johnny Boz was your boyfriend? He wasn't my boyfriend. We were fucking.
I like the way he fucked me.
I liked his hands and fingers. Yeah. Freaking, all those guys were sitting there like, oh my god.
All those guys were just like, I'm either having great sex tonight or I'm going to have the best masturbation session. It's one of the two.
Either way, she's walking out of here.
So I've always claimed my favorite scene in movies is the basement bar of Inglourious Bastards.
Mm-hmm.
I need to do a list. This might crack the top 5. It is a absolutely incredible scene.
Like I said earlier, Sharon Stone, the only reason she didn't win an Oscar for this movie was because the Oscars don't like nudity. At least this much. Because she fucking deserved it.
Absolutely. She was to erotic thrillers what Heath Ledger was to comic book movies.
Yes,
She's
I agree with that.
Good in this.
Yes.
But also, the amount of sexuality that they put in this movie was also, I think, very important because it showed that you really, just the entitlement of the sexuality of woman to be able to get away with what it is that she was doing in her books.
And she's brilliant,
And
too,
she's
right?
Brilliant, right? Like, she flashes half of her vagina for a second, and everybody in that room loses their fun-loving fucking mind to the point where she can get away with stabbing whoever she wants.
Fun-loving fucking mind is the one-liner of this episode. Yeah. Fun-loving fucking mind. This scene is the most paused blink and you'll miss it moment in movies.
Oh, I thought you were going to say pause to jerk off real quick.
I mean, maybe.
There's several opportunities for that. Well, I know the opening scene's 30 seconds. I'm going to have to rewind that shit, pause it. I only made it 10 seconds in. Sorry. It's taking me 2 weeks to watch this whole damn movie.
So this brings up something interesting. Did any of you guys watch it with your significant others?
Oh, yeah, you already know I did. I had a hard time keeping my hands off of her.
What'd she think?
She liked it. She gave the movie the same rating I did, which we'll get to later.
Okay. Because I watched it with and basically the whole movie, she was like, Michael Douglas isn't fucking hot. Why is this going on?
Because she needed to write a fucking book. Which is why the ending scene doesn't make fucking sense.
No,
it doesn't.
Definitely not.
It doesn't, but I don't care.
I mean, I care a little bit. I just yelled at the computer.
Well, which is why when I first searched it on HBO, I was like, they made a second one.
And the only reason Michael Douglas didn't come back for the second one, he thought he was too old. Yeah, you were. You were too old for the first one.
Yes.
You were too old for that shirt, man.
1992 Alec Baldwin would have been awesome for this role.
Brad Pitt would have been awesome for this role.
How
in
far
92?
before 7 is this?
5 years?
But he's like a rookie detective in 7.
That would have been okay. Hollywood can make shit work.
The Mount Rushmore scenes is done.
No, not anybody have honorable mentions. I have one more that that we didn't talk about. Gus's death scene.
Oh yeah. That's essentially the climax of the movie.
Yeah. That's the only honorable mention we didn't talk about, I think. Anybody else have any others?
No. I mean, if anything, so I tried to follow towards the end. I get it that she showed up and said, I got a message on my machine. But maybe you guys can explain it to me, where he's sitting in the car and clicked that it was a setup. I personally didn't understand.
It's because he read the book before he left her house. Because she was printing off pages for her new book.
Yep.
And when you rewatch the movie, it says his partner got stabbed multiple times in an elevator.
Well, that makes sense then.
And he just realized that.
Yeah, as he was sitting in the car, he was like, my God.
Yeah, he's sitting there, walked in, then he's like, oh, no, wait. Like, he just runs out, and I go, well, I must have missed something.
Yeah, that's what you missed. Yeah. It's there. When you rewatch it, you'll notice it.
You're rewatching it?
Oh, hell yeah, because, I rewatched it before I came here, and I'm like, I don't understand, man. He stops at the second, third floor. Like, how did he not see this shit coming?
I mean, I'm going to rewatch this movie multiple times. This movie is great. It's one of the best thrillers I've ever seen. It just happens to be an erotic thriller.
And as Roger Ebert said, it is erotic and it is thrilling.
Yeah. There was never one moment that I wasn't on the edge of my seat. So I'll be rewatching this for show.
That's Mount Rushmore. We got our Washington, Roosevelt, Lincoln, Jefferson. We did it.
Pew!
Character breakdowns.
There's only 4 characters in this movie.
Yeah, and I think this is a good time to talk about... we've got to talk about the director and the writer of this movie. Because they're as important as the characters, with there essentially only being 4 characters. Paul Verhoeven has had one of the more interesting careers I've ever seen. He had a 10-year stretch where he did these 5 movies in a row. RoboCop, Total Recall, Basic Instinct, Showgirls, and Starship Trooper. You have not heard of anything he's done before or anything he's done after. But that is a money-making 10 years right there.
There you go.
You enjoyed the director, right, Jacob?
Oh, the director was great. And I think the reason he has that kind of trajectory in Hollywood is he's also from the Netherlands. So he does a number of foreign films, too. In fact, he wanted to make, initially, the Sharon Stone character a European female. And he thought that too many Americans would feel like a European female could do something like that.
That they're better than Americans.
Correct. At being that character and selling it or whatever. So he wanted an American actress.
Drew, do you have any comments on the directing of this movie?
So, I mean, I think it's more the budget and everything, right? Like, you talked about how much the movie made, all this stuff. So Michael Douglas, I mean, he got his pay. What about Sharon Stone? What, as far as comparison, what do you guys know what she made?
I don't. I didn't even look it up.
If she carries this movie so much, and really, I mean, fucks this movie. I mean, I'd honestly be curious to kind of look that up to see what exactly she kind of made off of this, especially with the inflation rate, like you said, $770-something million.
So the writer of this movie, Joe Esterhaus, he was essentially the king of the erotic thriller. He did this movie, he did Sliver, he did Showgirls.
Showgirls was a good one.
Flashdance, Jade, Jagged Edge. He owned these movies. And I didn't know this, but I want you guys to close your eyes and picture what you think an erotic thriller male author looks like. And open your eyes. Drew, is this about what you imagined?
I mean, I can see it now, but yeah, I was maybe somebody a little bit younger. The facial hair fucking spot on.
Long hair.
Oh, the long hair for sure. Yeah, you're ending up on a casting couch with that guy for sure, knowing be like, well, he's got some connections.
Is this what you imagine the writer of erotic thrillers looks like, Jacob?
100% I did. 100% I did.
Yeah.
He masturbates to his own scripts.
But the thing is, you know what? I think he's definitely, there's some history behind those eyes. So he already knows. He's got life experience.
And look up Joe Esterhaus if you're listening to this. He looks about what you would imagine.
Yeah.
Are y'all ready?
Yep.
So Michael Douglas made $14 million. So out of the $49 million, Michael Douglas made $14 million of it.
And no dick. Unbelievable.
And
Show
no
your
dick.
for
Show your
14
dick,
million.
Michael.
No dick. For showing all of her stuff, according to my cheap 30-second Google search, Sharon Stone made $500,000 from this movie.
Oh my God. Every woman right now is extremely pissed.
She did make 13.6 for Basic Instinct 2.
Okay.
But I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
She should have been top billed on this movie.
Oh, 100% she deserves more.
She made 1/14 of Michael Douglas. I've never been so upset about gender pay grades
Oh
than I am
my
right now.
yeah, dude, that is insane.
That's fucking insulting.
It is.
On an extreme level.
And she had to do all the writing. Motherfucker just laid there. Am I gonna get stabbed? Am I not gonna get stabbed? I don't give a fuck.
Worth it.
Worth it.
What character do you want to talk about first, Jacob?
Let's talk about Michael fucking Douglas.
Yeah,
Okay.
now that we're on the subject.
Yeah, I hate that guy.
He's a piece of shit.
I hate his character, and I hate that Michael Douglas was in this movie. It should have been anybody else.
So you know Michael Douglas made a killing on these movies around this time frame, right?
Yeah, I know he was the biggest guy in Hollywood.
But he was doing the erotic thrillers too.
No, I don't know that.
Yeah, so he Fatal Attraction. He did one that we've got to review. It's with peak Demi Moore. I mean, peak Demi Moore, where he says that she raped him. That's how fucking crazy the Michael Douglas shit was in the 90s.
Jesus Christ. Michael Douglas' character could have been so much better. The list of actors they could have used that they thought about, Nick Cage would have been great. Kevin Costner, I think, would have been great. Dennis Quaid, Brad Pitt, Charlie Sheen, Bruce Willis, any of those guys in 1992.
Charlie Sheen would have been good for the freaking cocaine, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Any of those guys would have been great for 1992.
All of them would have been better than Douglas.
100%. I don't know which one would have done the best. My money's kind of on Bruce Willis because he has that dickish, like, I don't give a fuck kind of attitude. But Dennis Quaid or Charlie Sheen?
Yeah, Bruce Willis doesn't give a fuck. He blew himself up on an asteroid. He doesn't give a shit.
100%. 100%.
I can fall asleep. Just hear you breathing.
Drew, you're coming back for the Armageddon podcast.
100%. 100%.
I think it's between Dennis Quaid and Bruce Willis. I'm a Costner fan. I don't think Costner has the whatever it is that makes this movie. I don't believe Costner is getting seduced.
I don't think so either, but he would have been better than Michael Douglas.
Sure.
What do y'all think about Michael Douglas? Those are just my notes. I hated the fucker.
Yeah, I mean, it was tough, right? Because you hated this character the entire time, and I think a lot of it was just like, man, you're like right off the bat, you're a shitty fucking cop, and maybe it was just his character. But I couldn't stand the fucking guy the entire time, and he just continuously tried to like defend himself, but he literally just completely fucked over everybody in the movie to the point where he didn't give a shit, right?
And for some reason, there were two people that were by him to a fault.
Yeah,
Gus and Beth.
man.
Yes.
How do you have such a loyal friend like Gus and
Just be a raging piece of shit.
And you let your best friend die in an elevator?
You read that part of the book?
And you read it! And get up the stairs faster, motherfucker! And then the one person that's sitting there that's got your keys, you shoot her in the chest.
Oh, you already outkicked your coverage with Beth.
Yeah.
As great as Sharon Stone is, Beth is incredible.
Yeah.
She's smart. She's educated. She's got a great job.
And
she's stunningly beautiful.
And after he shoots her, he rapes her and then shoots her, and she's like, I love you. What the fuck?
Beth had no business being with Michael Douglas.
No business.
Beth
Maybe
had less...
Gus. I think there could definitely be a Basic Instinct 3, like, where somehow they just didn't die and Gus and Beth just live happily ever after.
I'm here for the Gus remake.
Yeah, they're both great
same.
people.
Yeah,
they
same.
deserve to be together. They didn't deserve that shit.
Yeah. Watching this movie, I was like, I don't understand the Beth Michael Douglas thing
Yeah.
more than I don't understand the Sharon Stone Michael Douglas thing.
Yeah.
Yep. So we've already hit 3 of the 4 characters in this movie. Sharon Stone's the only one we haven't talked about.
I cannot say enough.
We've talked about her throughout the whole podcast already. Like you said, she's the Heath Ledger of erotic thrillers.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Blew up the movie.
The only reason this movie's worth watching is because of what Sharon Stone does.
And she sells it so good. Like I said, confidence. She is so confident in what she's selling, what she's doing, every move that she's making. The fact that, like, as you're watching it, you know how obvious the shit is as a viewer, but she still has you just like, you ain't gonna catch me, you ain't gonna do nothing.
So what's better? Sharon Stone's body or her mind?
Her mind.
Her mind, for sure.
I
mean,
agree.
she's got a great body.
Yes.
And
That's not to discount that. That's just the fucking level of respect that she deserves.
And that's what makes her character so great, because she's got a rockin' body. But that doesn't hold anything to how smart she is, how in control of everything she is. Like you've brought up, her confidence.
She uses her body in order to be able to sell what exactly it is that she's doing the entire time, throughout the entire movie.
So what I appreciated about this movie, in Sharon Stone in particular, the casting of a sex symbol that's clearly in her early 30s. I don't need a 24-year-old. Give me the 32-year-old any day of the week.
Experience.
I mean, and honestly, like, if you would have told me Sharon Stone was anywhere between the ages of 25 and 35, I'd have believed you.
I don't know how old she is. I know she's
I
definitely in her 30s.
I don't either. But that age range is fine for me. Because by 25, depending on how your life goes, you could be as successful as she is.
Of course.
So,
especially when you're literally a genius.
Yes. So she at least needs to be 25 in this role, up to 35. I don't think you can be older than 35 and do this.
No. This is she nailed it. She's
Yeah.
a perfect age.
How old was Michael Douglas?
You need to be a woman, not a young woman.
How old is Michael Douglas in this movie?
Like 42,
Yes.
45.
He looked 52.
He did.
He had just gotten a facelift before this movie started. And what he should have gotten instead of a facelift was a butt lift, because apparently there was laughter from cinema audiences about his sagging buttocks in his sex scenes.
Hit that squat rack, Mikey.
So you probably got the wrong plastic surgery, my friend.
No, I still remember the freaking rape scene. I keep going back to it. Like, she's sitting there not knowing what she wants to expect. And if you pause the frame, right as he's leaning over her face, you're like, holy Santa Claus shit. Like, it's not good.
Wait, so this breeds a question. Did you pause the frame during the rape scene?
I did, yeah. Because it was creepy as fuck. I sat there and I was like, this motherfucker. Yeah.
Trivia and facts. It is your time to shine, Jacob. You've already told us a few.
Yeah,
What
but
else did you discover?
I get hard on trivia and facts, just like I get hard from this movie. Drew doesn't know, but after every movie I watch, I look at trivia and facts on IMDb.
Because what else are you going to do?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Sometimes it's really long, sometimes it's really short, and I don't give a fuck. I read every one of them. Sharon Stone was Paul Verhoeven's choice, but only offered her the role after 13 actresses had turned it down. And she still had to audition.
They thought 13 people would have been better for this role than Sharon Stone.
Oh, dude, they thought more than 13 people would be. I'm not going to read this whole list, but Drew Barrymore,
No.
Jennifer Connelly,
No.
Carrie Fisher, Carrie Fisher could have done it. Demi Moore, Sarah Jessica Parker,
Ew.
Meg Ryan,
yeah.
Winona
Ugh.
Ryder, Emma Thompson,
No.
Yeah, Sex in the City. No.
Helena Bonham Carter. She might have been able to do it in
Yeah.
92.
Sounds like a sandwich that you find under your fucking oven after you're trying to do a deep clean.
Yeah, but
she's not near as sexy. She's got manic pixie dream girl.
I think she could have done it, though.
Okay. She's talented.
Yeah, talented, and she's attractive enough that she could have pulled off this role.
Yeah.
But yeah, the studio, and even like I said earlier, like Paul Verhoeven showed up with storyboards. This is what I want to do, and I want to use Sharon Stone, and they were like, let's try other people.
They were just trying to get bigger names.
Of course they were.
Meg Ryan
And
in this movie is a disaster.
One of the reasons they tried to get bigger names is because Michael Douglas wanted an A-list celebrity with him. He's like, if you're gonna get naked, I'm getting naked, which he didn't even get naked.
Show us your dick, Michael.
Come on,
Douglas.
Michael, pull that fucking dick out.
Who care who played this part with you?
I
You
want
weren't
a
showing
bump.
shit.
Give us a bump.
The leg crossing scene. The reason, how do you say his name? The writer?
Joe Esterhaus?
Yes. That happened to him in college. He was at a party and a chick did that to make him feel uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable?
Yeah.
Something tells me it didn't make him feel uncomfortable.
I don't think it did either. He wrote it in a fucking movie. I've already mentioned this, but Michael Douglas refused to go full frontal and bisexual. Apparently his character was supposed to be bisexual.
Oh, that's a much better movie.
Yeah, but he wouldn't do it.
See, but I feel like a lot of movies, you're like, all right, I'll show some ass, I'll show some tits. Fucking Beaver? That's a whole nother forest you got to explore. I mean, that's the sacred shit right there. If you're able to get that, even for that split second.
Drew Barrymore's not showing her beaver in a movie.
No. And like you said, if Sharon Stone's showing her shit, you can show your dick.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Beaver's way more like exalted.
Right.
What's that 40-year-old virgin putting the pussy on a pedestal?
Yeah.
Here
100% you're putting
Here
that
it
pussy
deserves to be.
Yep.
Michael Douglas.
Sorry, Michael. Step the fuck up or get stabbed. They
Yeah.
should have killed you
Yeah.
just for that.
Yeah.
Show us your dick or you're getting the... That's in the contract, by the way. That's why they didn't make... That's why he's not in the second one.
Oh, it gives a new meaning to dick pic, doesn't it?
Just because we're ragging on Michael Douglas, he wore lifts for the film.
I thought Sharon Stone was tall and Michael Douglas was short.
They
in the
are.
movie, I'm like, why is Michael Douglas 5 inches taller than Sharon Stone?
Because he wore lifts.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
Well, that's why they had two pillows behind him. He was fucking jacked up. Didn't need to seem like he was riding a midget.
There's a discrepancy between Sharon Stone and Paul Verhoeven on the leg crossing scene. Sharon Stone never thought she was going to show her vagina.
Oh.
But according to Paul Verhoeven, they had discussed it, and she knew. Whenever it was shown to the cast and crew, she got up and slapped Paul Verhoeven in the face, saying,
Will Smith him.
yeah, saying you should have told me this was going to happen. Because apparently she was wearing white underwear, and when the camera would go by, it would flash. So Paul Verhoeven was like, I need you to take your panties off because it keeps flashing in the camera. And she's like, I don't want my vagina out there.
Ooh.
And Paul Verhoeven's like, don't worry, it won't be.
Oh, surprise,
Oh.
motherfucker.
Now,
That's not right.
neither one of them are mad at each other because they just think there was miscommunication they remember it differently.
No, I don't
And
think
Sharon
so.
Stone even has said that if she was the director, she would have kept the scene in because it was maybe not needed for the movie, but it followed the movie. It followed the character.
No,
It was the movie.
It took it to that next step.
Yeah.
Right? And the thing is, like, with the way that they edited with everybody that was in the room, the minute she did it, everybody was just sold on it. She just won the entire room over. And to me, like, that's where that sexuality really took it to that next level.
It was important to the movie. It flat out was.
With creating her character, like, not just saying, like, well, yeah, I love to see a vagina. Like, it really took it to that next level.
I want to be a fly on the wall when Sharon Stone slapped Paul Verhoeven. Keep my pussy off the fucking screen.
I mean, fuck, with technology nowadays, you could be like, well, just wear some green underwear and we'll just,
Yeah.
we can do whatever. You can put a dick there if you want.
Oh my gosh.
Since Michael's not showing his dick, we can just, we'll make it a fan fucking favorite.
It was oddly groomed.
Yes.
Yeah, so she either knew about it or she's just like got the perfect landing strip.
If she's grooming it like that, you know what? I'm not going to say whose side I'm taking in the Stone Verhoeven argument, but it was groomed.
Yeah.
But not 2022 groomed.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Okay.
But good enough.
Yeah.
Michael still didn't show his dick.
I know.
So at the end of the day, like...
Doesn't matter how it was groomed. Michael didn't show his fucking dick.
You got cheap fucking butt implants or a cross-hair runway. Shit, I'm flying into that airport all fucking day.
Said from the guy who works for Southwest, right?
Clear to land, motherfuckers!
We're not the only people that's upset Michael Douglas is 40. It was very upsetting in 1992.
I don't know. We do talk about his dick a lot. I mean, the fact that as far as how old... I mean, I don't know.
That's the bit of this episode.
I know.
But yeah, people thought he was too old too.
He was.
In 92.
He was.
We're not the only people upset about it. And because he's too old, they thought that... people thought that they should have met at a private party instead of a club.
The club scene was weird, dude.
Yeah, they were like Sharon Stone wasn't too old for the club, but Michael Douglas definitely was. And that fucking shirt he was wearing.
Fucking shirt, man.
I do not understand that shirt.
That's not even that's not even a pre-limited release at Kmart shirt. Like, I don't know where the fuck he got it because Amazon didn't exist. You can't drop that shit off without your neighbors noticing. I don't know where he got it from, but not clubbing. Not a clubbing shirt. Especially to pull some hot fucking pussy like that. No way. Not a chance.
If that's all you have for trivia, Jacob, I'm going to let you introduce our impression segment because this was your idea on this episode.
It was
Go ahead.
my idea. We're going to do so every episode we do an impersonation of the movie in some way. And today it's Drunk Gus. Your best Drunk Gus.
I was going to say Gilbert Godfrey. Rest in peace. That's my impression that I like to do. I do a really good Gilbert Godfrey.
Let's hear it.
Okay, all right, got you. Right? Nick, why don't you just light another cigarette before you fuck this pussy?
Oh!
Wow!
I'm gonna ride you all the way back to when that shirt should have never existed.
I like it. I like it.
Oh, man. I should have done my Gus impersonation before then because, wow, was that hard to follow. I'm a goddamn California cowboy. You fucked her? I can't believe you fucked her. I don't give a red fine chili fuck if you fucked her. God damn it.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Very
Thank
nice,
you.
yeah. No, that's a lot better when I do. I say, all I got is Gilbert Godfrey. I go back to my safety net.
What was the chili fuck line one more time?
I didn't do it perfect. It was,
That's
I
fine.
don't give a flying chili fuck if you fucked her. Got it right there for you in case you want to read
Yeah, I was
it.
going to say, that's the only line that I knew.
I don't give a flying chili fuck if you fucked her. Gus. I'm Gus. Why am I saying Gus? She's gonna fucking kill you. You are going to die via ice pick to the fucking eye. I'm Gus, not you. I don't even remember Michael Douglas's name, but you're gonna fucking die.
He's Nick the No Dick.
He shoot her.
Shooter. Haas.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Haas.
Yeah, Haas. Yep. And
I'm Cowboy.
that's the first time we brought that up, was calling him Shooter.
I know, it should have been brought up way more.
Yeah, for sure. The Shooter was brought up a lot. How much he hated that shit. Her mom, her mom's mom, her fucking lesbian's mom.
The lesbian?
Yeah, the lesbian, the lesbianist.
Gus's mom?
Lesbianist.
Did Sharon Stone fuck the old lady? The one who killed her husband and family?
No.
What are you talking about, Roxy?
No. The old lady that she wrote the book after.
Oh, okay.
That killed her whole family.
Yeah.
She fuck her?
Nah.
I don't know. She was... What do you call a lesbian dinosaur?
I don't know what.
A lick-a-lot-of-puss. That plays right into our Jurassic Park segment.
Yeah, so the impressions came up organically when we did Jurassic Park.
Oh, yeah.
I told everybody to give their best dinosaur impression.
Yeah, that'd be pretty awesome. Well, that's what. Oh, I mean, other than that chili, scene, I mean, Gus just kind of set himself up. I mean, he was a good friend. He was disappointed watching his friend just make such terrible fucking decisions, had his back, and then ends up paying for his life for it.
Gus was the only redeemable character in this movie.
Oh, 100%. 100%. He didn't need to die.
Do we need to talk about what we didn't like about this movie? Or no? Because we basically bashed on Michael Douglas for half this podcast.
Yeah.
That's all we didn't like.
Okay.
We don't need to talk about that.
Yeah.
Shooter.
So after that joke, we'll just move on to our final thoughts of the movie and how we rated the movie.
Oh, this is an 8 out of 10 for me.
8 out of 10?
8 out of 10.
Okay.
Oh, you do all the random points. It's an 8.8.
Okay. Oh, wow.
It's a high 8.
That's damn near a 9.
Yeah.
You gotta round up, dude.
Yeah.
So what's that, 0.02? What's...
I don't know.
We only go to tenths.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, it's not a 9 for me, but it's fucking close.
Drew?
I like it. Yeah, you know what? And that's where, like, I was giving you shit because I really wanted to. I'm right there with you, man. An 8.8. I highly enjoyed this movie. I think there was a lot of character development at the end. I mean, spoiler alert, they fucking kill everybody except the people that were just sitting there like, well, we'll be muskrats and just decide to fuck in this random bed until we decide to make a second movie. Until ice picks go down from being $2.26 to, whatever it is now.
She killed him with an ice cube tray in the second movie.
Oh my god, yeah.
That's not true. I've not seen the second one. I don't know.
He doesn't know.
The ice gets bigger on their dirty ass. I mean, she doesn't give a shit, right? I'm just gonna stab this ice cube, make it the most obvious thing ever. Shit's going all over the floor. Why is the carpet all wet, Todd? Christmas Vacation.
So I think you guys like this movie more than I did. But, I mean, it's a 7. Roger, you put it best when he said, if you want an erotic thriller, it's erotic,
Well, that's
and
what
it's
it is.
thrilling.
Mm-hmm.
And Sharon Stone makes the movie. It's worth watching just for Sharon Stone's performance.
Well, 100%. That's why I rated it so high.
Oh, yeah, 100%. It's been beat over the head. She should have won an Oscar.
Sure.
And
Like,
the thing is,
if you have an Oscar performance in a movie, you automatically get a 7.
Okay.
I mean, that's fair.
All right. There you go.
and the thing is, right, like, you can look at it like kind of what they did with being like, well, it's just a lot of sex, a lot of nudity. All of that stuff plays into the character development. If you really look at the storyline of everything that she had to sell by using that to manipulate everybody in this movie, dude, it's very important that all that shit happens. So well done.
As much as you guys love the movie, would you remake it?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Without Michael Douglas.
Yeah. Yeah.
You wrinkly old bald fuck.
I'm not sure who you get to play Sharon Stone.
Margaret
Guys.
Robbie.
Oh, done.
My person for Michael Douglas is Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Okay, I can see that.
Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, even better.
Ooh, okay. So I don't know if you should remake it, but I'm trying to think what makes you money. Superhero movies make you money. Kevin Feige and Marvel, if you're listening, make an erotic thriller Marvel movie. I want to see Hulk smash.
Yeah.
Oh.
And smash he will.
Deadpool 3.
Deadpool 3 as
Yep.
an erotic thriller?
Yep.
Ooh,
Ryan,
I like the ideas coming out here.
Ryan Reynolds is down.
Yeah.
I can almost guarantee you.
Yep.
It's done.
Write the script.
Oh.
Storyboards, fucking let's get it going.
And that's how we merge Marvel and DC, because Margaret Robbie can still be Harley Quinn. Yes, sir.
Ooh. Deadpool 3 is an erotic thriller. It's fascinating.
I didn't think my dick could get any harder after watching this movie, but you guys just fucking revitalized a lot of energy on this side of the table.
Producers reach out to us. I'll write it. I'll like Deadpool 3, whatever. What's a good erotic thriller name for Deadpool 3? Pool of Semen?
Oh man.
Deadpool 3, I'll put a pull in you.
No.
We'll work on it.
What?
Neither one of those are great.
Yeah.
We had 7 seconds to think about it.
Yeah. See, now I'm just stuck. I'm just doing the images in my head. I'm like, what would this look like?
So I think Ryan Reynolds might make Blake Lively play the Sharon Stone part, and I'm here for it.
Oh, that's fine.
You're a Gossip Girl fan, Jacob.
I fucking love Gossip Girl. I'll watch Blake Lively in an erotic thriller for sure.
Let's see. Do you have any recommendations on what would make this movie better?
Take out Michael Douglas.
Yep.
That's pretty much it. Other than that, the movie's perfect. I didn't even think the one-liners were overused.
So my question with Michael Douglas, why did we add to him shooting 2 tourists into this movie? What purpose did that have?
You had to know what kind of piece of shit he was. He couldn't just rape Beth.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely know how much of a piece of shit he is, to where it's like, as he does that scene, you're like, yeah, it's believable.
Yeah.
So...
And it's believable that she takes it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's just a raging piece of shit.
He shoots her in the fucking chest and she still says, I love you.
Ugh,
like, to me, that's all, like, it's just sad at that point.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're just like, well, I came here off of my answering machine and now I'm going to give you some keys and just die.
You're a beautiful PhD psychiatrist. You do not need to be dealing with that piece of shit.
Yeah,
You don't need to be dating a loser cop.
You got multiple wigs, start your fucking OnlyFans and get on with it.
So is there another version of this movie where Michael Douglas hates the fact that he shot 2 innocent people, hates the fact that his wife committed suicide, he's unwilling to commit suicide, and he's doing all this just to die?
No, too much sex in this movie for that character.
I think it's like a weird mix, like I'm going to compare it now between, like I said before, Bad Boys and Severance. That TV show where he just forgets who the fuck he is but wears terrible shirts. Miami, just, I'm throwing that out there.
Now, Jacob, we know what critics thought about this movie. We know what overall people thought about this movie. What are the individual reviews of this movie like?
So this is one of the rare movies that I had to pick 2 good ones and 2 bad ones.
Oh, they're that good?
Oh, they're that good. So my first good one is titled Undies, and it's a 10 out of 10 review. I like the car chase and the stabbing with the ice pick. That's it.
Which one?
Oh.
No, there was several stabbings.
I know.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
If you had to guess, though, opening scene, right?
Opening
It's
scene.
got to be
Oh,
an
sure.
opening scene. Like, it's so... I mean, she reaches back and you're like, this is going to happen. You're like, all right, she stabbed in the chest, but that eye, like, that's so next level shit.
The only reason that scene wins over Gus is because of the eye stabbing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was incredible.
Yeah, Gus just gets regular stabs.
Yeah.
The title of this next one is This Film Broke the Pause Button on My VCR.
Yeah. See, we talked about that.
Also, great callback to VCRs. What a great movie. The big question, of course, is did we actually see Mrs. Stone's baby maker in its full glory in the film's most famous scene?
Shout out to Blockbuster. Be kind and rewind.
Shout out to the term baby maker. The reason I picked this review. I have spent endless hours in front of my television trying to answer this question without any conclusive answer. Perhaps this will remain one of the world's greatest mysteries. Of course, this film is not just about that single moment. There are other great clips too, like the numerous sex scenes and the she stands in front of the window as nature intended her. Pause button and overdrive again. I don't have any real quibbles with this film. If you like nudity, mystery, and sex, you'll love this film.
Yes!
Yeah.
Yes.
That is right on. That's spot on.
All right. Pyramids of Giza. Why are they so perfectly aligned? Oh, no. Fuck that. Is that Sharon Stone's pussy?
Yeah.
That's the world's biggest mystery.
100%.
I want to party with that guy.
Yeah, that guy sounds like he's fucking fun. My two bad ones. You want the long one or the first one first?
No, let's go to the first one first so we can rip that shit apart, and then we'll go to the long one and we can talk about it.
Okay. Short one. Overrated trash. Disgusting. Vile. Vulgar. Overrated trash. A lot of sex. A lot of killing. A sadistic pervert's dream. And I am a fan of the actors in this film. I just did not care for this film. I didn't care for it in my teens, and I don't care for it in my 40s.
So, wait a fucking minute. Wait a fucking minute! There are so many questions. What do you do for fun? What do you do? There's just way too many questions here, man.
He does not fuck for fun. That's clear.
Anything for fun. You can throw all that shit out.
Traditional missionary style for this guy in his teens and in his 40s. He's done nothing but
all times.
He's done nothing but missionary.
Yeah. He still show you his library card. Just nothing. Just, I'm going to sit there and be quiet and listen to the rules.
And it's clearly an erotic thriller.
Yeah.
There's going to be sex and there's going to be murder. It's a fucking erotic thriller.
Can you, wait, BJ, can you please just talk about exactly what we had discussed when this first opened, exactly what it said? About it being a erotic and a thriller. Can you please just use that verbiage again?
Roger Ebert said if you want to watch an erotic thriller, it is erotic and it is thrilling.
Hot damn, there it is.
And he's right.
Yes. This guy watched the wrong movie. He should never have turned it on.
No. Why did he watch it again in his 40s?
I don't know. He knew he didn't like it in his teens.
Do you think it changed?
He must have.
All right.
He's an idiot.
But he likes Michael Douglas, so...
And Sharon Stone.
Well, I mean, who doesn't like Sharon Stone?
What has Sharon Stone been in other than this and Total Recall?
Basic Instinct 2. We talked about this already.
Well, yeah, who else is going to hold the ice pick?
The most pretentious murder mystery ever filmed.
Pretentious?
Yes.
I don't think that guy knows the definition of pretentious means.
I don't think he does either. Read a book, take a walk, visit your local dairy farm to see how milk is produced. Do anything else with your time other than subsidizing the careers of anyone remotely connected with this crime against culture. Between the competition among the principals to see who can overact, most notably in the god-awful script, which reinforces the notion that Joe Esterhaus did way too many drugs in the 70s and thinks he's Jim Thompson. I found myself gagging in the theater. I remember the controversy which surrounded the film's release. It had to do with the treatment of homosexual characters in the story. The controversy should have been how the script was greenlighted in the first place. If it's not the worst film in the 90s, then a close second to Waterworld.
I got two questions.
Whoa.
All right, wait. Well,
hold on.
Hit the Waterworld, and then I got two questions.
Waterworld is not bad.
No.
Waterworld, the budget was too high.
Yep.
And it didn't make money.
Yep.
It's not bad.
Waterworld is great and ages incredibly well.
Okay, so I had to get the Waterworld thing out.
Yep.
Drew,
what do you have against milk? And why are you fucking gagging in the movie theater?
Oh, because he's sucking dick.
That's what I thought. Don't call my homosexuality if you sucking some dick in the movie theater.
So going over the critics' reviews, there was a lot of like anti-homosexual themes.
But it's 92, right? I think it's before, like, I mean, you look at nowadays, it's just the norm. 92 people are like, you don't like rainbows.
So that's what it is, right? It's we don't want to see gay people in movies.
But I don't even think there was that much,
and this review was written in 1999. Must have been like one of the first IMDb reviews.
But the thing is, there was
99.
I guess it was written. That's when it was written.
But what did they show? Like that one scene, just the two girls making out.
That's it.
Like that's it.
And then
it was very mild.
And then they talked about
they put that fucking
Sharon
hot
Stone
sauce
being
and mixed that
bisexual.
with butter. It was so mild.
And this guy's from he's a Buffaloation.
He
knows his buffalo sauce.
Listen, I know my wings, hot, medium, mild. That shit had so much butter in it.
Speaking of which, what's the best wing place to go to around here?
Around here?
Yep, because
Duff's.
I'm gonna fuck it up.
Duff's in South Lake, Texas. And Duff's is an original in Buffalo. So there's always been that debate. Now there's a couple of mom and pop shots that I think Barbell is one of my favorites in Buffalo. But down here, you can get legit Duffs, and they got beef on weck, and wings, and they actually do. It's called a weck and wings with pizza logs. Ha ha! I fucked that shit up more than Sharon Stone, dude.
I was about to say this. I'm as excited right now as I was when I watched Basic Instinct. I'm just saying. I fucking love buffalo wings.
Just
I'm
as
excited.
hard.
Yeah, and Duff sounds like something to do with
And
beavers.
and this is the thing, they import Canadian beer, so they have Labatt and Molson.
Oh, I can get a Molson's there?
Oh, yeah, you can.
Oh,
BJ,
man.
we getting wings, bruh.
Oh, I love wings and Canadian beer.
Oh, it's so good, dude. It is so good. There's a reason why I do 365 sit-ups a year, one for every day I get out of the bed, and I fuck those wings right up. She's sitting there choking on not popcorn, so I don't understand how you can, like, that's such a... I think this person's review is fucking worse than what they're calling out in the movie. It just makes no sense. It's like somebody that gets pissed off because they just got one stale chip. I don't know. I don't know. They're just mad at other things in their life.
And now you saw why I had to do both of these reviews.
I do.
They were equally great in their own way.
You think that there's a Karen in there?
Oh, yeah.
That second one's a Karen all day.
Yes.
Yeah, she was literally gagging on dick in a movie theater.
Or he.
And she went home I mean, back in 92, what did you complain? Like, what was the platform you'd complain on? I mean, this, obviously, right? There was nothing else.
99.
This review
Oh,
was
99? Okay. All right.
Yeah. You had to dial that bitch up.
So wait a minute.
Did you
This
write
movie-
a letter to your congressman
This
in
movie
92?
was made in 92, so she waited 7 years to make a fucking complaint? Sorry.
Oh, imagine being so upset about this movie.
She wrote a review 7 years
Oh.
later. She's like, I hate it. I hate it so much.
Too much sex.
Did it play in the movies for 7 years? Like, she had to watch this at home. She didn't even choke on those.
She owned this movie.
She owned it. I'm calling bullshit. She didn't watch this in movie theater. I don't think I've ever known a movie to be in a theater for 7 fucking years. This was made in 92. So if you're making a review saying you're choking on some dick in 99, listen, I mean, maybe that's why it made $770 million. The shit was in there for a long time. Hey, honey, what do you want to go see? Well, let's see. They have half-off Wine Down Wednesdays at the theater. You can watch Michael Douglas's old wrinkly fucking cock. No, wait, he doesn't show it. Why doesn't he show his little dick? Sharon Stone just wants a bump off both of those perfect tits. Give Sharon a bump, for fuck's sake. We got every angle for 2 hours of B-roll, but no Michael Dick. Fuck. We got reviews from 99. Rest in peace, Godfrey.
That is our way of honoring the great Gilbert Godfrey.
God. Oh.
I think I know.
This movie's fucking awesome!
And if you want to go watch it now, it's not too late to make a complaint. It's 2022.
I saw this movie in theaters.
Yeah.
My popcorn was stale.
It's still in theaters, by the way, if you didn't know.
You're welcome.
It is on HBO Max, and if you have it, watch it.
Please go watch it. It's worth the time.
Don't watch it with your kids, please.
Yeah, make sure that they're fully asleep before they go out and start asking you questions about everything you've lied to them about in their life.
But please watch it.
But please watch it.
It's such a great film.
Because you know what? A majority of the movies I think now made today that are like an hour, like your attention span. How long was this movie? 2 hours and
2 hours and 7 minutes.
You can sit through the entire 2 hours and 7 minutes and be entertained by the entire 2 hours. Like, it does not feel like a 2 hour movie.
It felt like an hour 20.
Yes, it was great. Please watch it. Please watch it. Oh man, that was a good first time.
I wish mine was that good.
I wish mine was that good too. Because that was fucking great.
Yeah, my first time. Well, after watching this, like I said, it took me about 3 weeks to watch the movie, but hey, we're here.
For Jacob and Drew, I'm BJ. Join us next week for Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. This was I Remember My First Time.
Boom.